to the Walking Dead After Show live here on the Stream.tv. I am clearly not Malynda. I'm your host, Sue Castillo, and we have your original host extraordinaire, Timothy Michael, here, and then we have my partner in crime,
hey guys.
Michael Tiberi from Fear the Walking Dead After Show. Malynda unfortunately couldn't be here, but of course she sends you guys her love with this video she sent.
Hey Walkers, thanks so much for tuning into the Walking Dead After Show live on the Stream.tv. We are so excited that we are back for season 6 of The Walking Dead. So make sure you tune in every Monday and join in the conversation. I won't be here this week, but my co-hosts have got it covered for you. I'll see you next week. Bye.
I know.
We're gonna miss Malynda.
Yeah, we
this
miss
week's
her
gonna
on
be-
this
It's
one.
so weird not having her here, you know? But on behalf of Malynda and myself, it's a pleasure to be working with you guys. I'm so excited to have her back next week. But
Yeah, thank you. We're
these
excited to be
guys
here.
did Fear the Walking Dead, and they were amazing. So I'm really happy that you guys are here.
Thank you.
Thank you, yeah.
Even though we were late on this one, we weren't late. It was just the street, you know.
We're blaming audio and sound.
No,
We're blaming anybody but ourselves,
Yeah,
basically.
we're not
so
taking
no, nobody's at
responsibility.
fault here.
Some of you guys are doing a beer run right now, and
Come back from your beer run.
Bring us beer.
beer.
Bring us beer
Yeah.
to this studio right now.
Okay. But as Abraham would say, let's go ahead and grab this bull by the nutsack and jump right
Hells
into
yeah.
I think
season
so.
6 premiere episode, which, yay, we were
Yeah.
all hungry over. And I don't know if you guys can notice, obviously your stream's not broken. We are in black and white as an homage to the black and white and
Indeed.
color episode of season 6, which was fantastic, right?
Amazing. It was
Absolutely
so
amazing.
good,
I think
so
a
good.
really fun way to start off the new season.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, there was tons of people in the Twitter sphere who was just like, is my TV broken? What's going on? Like,
Absolutely.
I paid my cable.
Absolutely. I thought the first thing right as it started, I was like, what's happening right now? Why is this in black and white? Should I be calling Time Warner? And then I was like, this is actually a really unique way to, phrase these flashbacks in a cool way to kind of like link it all together. So I actually was really, I was really into it.
And I love how they picked up right where we left off in the last season
Yeah.
of the last episode of season 5. I thought that was brilliant because it's always nice to kind of get back into the flow of things, but they still had that present time for them, but still doing the flashbacks so that we can kind of warm up to them.
Connect it all back
Yeah,
together. I
just,
liked it.
Just connect and feel good moments with everybody again. We missed them this
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
It
Quick
was hard.
theory
We were
about-
a little satiated with Fear, but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
missed our original crew, I think, the most.
You said, and you said you had a theory.
I had a theory about this whole black and white thing because we ended last season with Morgan seeing Rick and killing Pete, and how Morgan was in this whole like yoga, like, oh, I'm so zen and stuff like that. Everything should be.
Oh, he was straight
zen.
namaste.
Right. And Rick, you see, is kind of like this, like, kill everybody, and we need to take Alexandria. And I think that the black and white flashbacks have a lot to do with not everything is black and white. Not everything is, Morgan's
insight.
not always right. Rick is not always right.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
That gray area.
That gray area, exactly. So yeah, that's my little theory on the black and white thing.
That shit's so
You
deep.
paid
That's so
you
deep.
paid
That's so
attention
deep.
in
I did,
film school.
I know.
Right?
Bravo.
And holy shit, that was a lot of zombies. Like,
Yeah.
we were so happy. That was like the first thing they kicked off is like,
Absolutely.
oh, that plethora.
They started
just
with a bang, definitely.
stewing in there, right? And then we see this moment between like Rick and Daryl where Rick is talking about, hey, no more runs to find people.
Right.
Enough with that. We're done. And Daryl kind of, making that statement.
Well, yeah,
you were saying.
because Rick had said, no more finding people because we have to protect the group. And then Daryl comes back and says finding people is, protecting the group.
Yeah.
Because it adds numbers to their group. And if, another group attacks, then they have the numbers to kind of protect themselves. So, just saying.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think from Daryl, from this standpoint, he is absolutely right. It is always, I think, a numbers game, although in this episode they were completely outnumbered by the Max. I mean, that was a marathon of zombies in the beginning there. And even when, even when the semi fell off the cliff there, it's like, oh, it probably killed a couple, but it made absolutely no dent.
difference.
Yeah, no difference.
And I think, Aaron and Daryl are a great team going out and finding people. I mean, I mean, who of all people? One, Aaron already knew without even really talking to Rick and the group that these were going to be valuable commodities that the Alexandrians needed to incorporate into their group. And Aaron already saw that and knew that as he continued to watch them and leave them water, in the roads and stuff like that. And then, you see Daryl joining in with Aaron on these, on these escapades. And I mean, come on. Like, I think if anybody's a good judge of character, the master squirrel hunter Daryl really is,
And Aaron also, because Aaron, we learned last season, he's been doing this for a while, and he does his research on people before letting them go into Alexandria. But I kind of see where Rick is coming from because, it's dangerous to just let strangers in. You don't know who they're going to be, especially after their whole thing with Terminus. Like, that was a cluster.
It's become very hard to trust people.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Severe trust issues here.
Oh, and if it was Michael's choice, like, nobody would get picked up.
I would absolutely,
Alexandria.
I would be no new friends.
What about me?
Absolutely
What
no
about
new
me?
friends.
No, we're screwed.
Oh, are we screwed?
Well, he's screwed because we know our shit. So
I would figure it out. I think I would figure out a way. Maybe not. Maybe a numbers game here. I would be outnumbered quickly.
okay, so let's go into the next topics that we're talking about. So then we've got Glenn, Nicholas, and Heath, and you were saying Heath is a character from the comic book.
He is. He's a character from the comic books. I'm so glad that they started off this season with somebody from the comics. We obviously don't know how much of the comics they're going to stay true to, but it is nice to see Heath, and he looks exactly like the comics, and I was all about it.
I saw
awesome.
the image on Google of like the when they take like the person
split
and the split.
Yes.
And I was just like, oh my God, he totally does. But as I'm watching the episode, man, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, that is straight up Whoopi. Hairdo was killing me. I mean, couldn't they get
Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost, or like Whoopi Goldberg in like
On The View?
On the View.
On The View right now.
I don't know. I don't know.
Which
I think
Whoopi is he
Caroline. I
channeling?
think what was it? Didn't she have the one Caroline? I don't know. I just know that wig. I mean, they could have got
Tweet
the
us pictures
person
of
who
Whoopi.
did the Michonne wig.
Yeah.
Anyways, I shouldn't have been hung up on that. But you had mentioned that it was from. He looked exactly like the comic, and you were so right. He does look exactly like the comic book character. And then and then Nicholas, because the last episode. Nicholas was kind of a, douche canoe with the whole, like...
A murderous douche canoe.
Yeah,
he tried to
kill
absolutely
Glenn.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a douche Titanic, if anything. Because he was on a rampage with Noah, with,
Glenn.
oh my God, Glenn, and with Deanna's son. Like, oh, leave him, he's dead. Like, what? And then in this episode...
I'm like, oh, I relate to that.
Yeah, you relate.
I would be like, okay, yeah, leave him.
He's such a Nicholas, guys. So, yeah, and then we see Nicholas redeeming himself in this episode, but I'm not gonna lie, the whole time I was kind of like, ooh, Nicholas, I don't trust you.
I think it was nice to see an evolution of Nicholas because, Rick's group, I feel like, is all about giving second chances, and, he did kill Noah, and that was pretty tragic, but,
Yeah, let's not sweep that under.
But I think that his
throw that in.
character evolution is pretty good. I mean, he's part of the team now,
Yeah. And we've seen it time and time again on The Walking Dead. We've seen characters redeemed, like we see characters go to the full brink of like, we hate them and then we love them, only to love them, to hate them, and love them again. I mean, Merle
just
and
Eugene. I mean,
Eugene.
everybody last season was like, oh, I hate Eugene, he's useless, he lied. And now he's kind of coming into his own swag and stuff
Absolutely.
like that.
I think he totally redeemed himself. And it's adding on to what Sue said. It's like, they take us so far from these characters and then somehow bring us back. And I agree with Eugene. I thought he was great. It was a very touching moments with him there.
Oh my God.
It was just funny. It's some great lines.
he is hilarious.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Like when he was just like, I respect that hair game. And I was like, Eugene, you crazy little bastard.
Like that's amazing. That's great.
Or when he walked in on Carter, like that moment, and then he gets caught and he's like, hello, I didn't at all. And I mean, I think more and more we're going to see Eugene, coming into his own way.
And his relationship with Tara, because he did save her life. And that didn't go unrecognized, which I really appreciated as well. And also Tara's relationship with Maggie, that kind of I guess I want to say like sister bond that they kind of have now, which is really nice. That they were talking about, how Nicholas almost killed, Glenn and did kill Noah, is responsible for killing Noah. And Tara was like, well, why is he here? And then Maggie was like, no, well, we can do this. And then they hugged, and she said, you're the most important person to me. I really think that Tara's going to become her Beth, that sister-like role model, because I think that that's what Maggie needs right now, especially after that whole thing with Beth.
Oh my God! Like, could Maggie have lost enough? Like,
No.
she saw her dad die.
Well, before that, her whole family.
Yeah, I was
Her
going to say,
whole family
let's not
before.
forget about
Yeah.
her entire family here.
Yeah, on the farm. Oh, God. Yeah, that was horrible. And then being finally reunited with Beth, and then only for Beth to have died. So that, yeah, I mean, I think she's gone through a lot of tragedies, but I found that moment was very, like, Tara was kind of embroiled with the whole, like, Nicholas, like, he's responsible for Noah dying, and he almost killed Glenn, and for Maggie to go, now hold up, because there was a time not too long ago, you were on the other side of that prison wall, and, kind of like we were enemies, and now, yeah, like you said, the most important person in my life, and it's kind of that moment of like, hey girl, we gave you a chance, and look at how much good came out of it. Like, if we don't have the possibility and faith and hope in humanity, like, then where are we left with? We're going to be like the governors of the world.
Well,
So-
Rick's group is always full of second chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
seem
we'll
to have a lot of
see.
them.
Hopefully, Nicholas steps it up even more. And then, yeah, we were talking about, so we mentioned really briefly about the whole Eugene stepping in on Carter, having that little mutiny circle jerk. Like, what in the hell?
Circle jerk.
I did.
With you.
I was like, he's such an instigator. There's always that one passive-aggressive asshole.
Oh, and then his little
Yeah.
circle jerk group, as you so eloquently put it, they came in and they were like, "What are you talking about?" And then they were like, "Oh, we're gonna take the Alexandria from you." And he was like, "That's what you're talking about?" And they were like, "That's what he was talking about."
That's what he was talking
Yeah,
about.
suddenly, yeah.
No, that was hilarious because he was like, "No, we gotta kill Rick before he kills us." And you can hear a lot of,
Yeah.
I don't really know, Carter. I don't really think so, because you just showed up in Alexandria on this episode. So where
Right.
you been this whole time? But
Well, how do you guys feel about that whole? Because Carter was sitting there saying, we should leave the walkers where they are, that whole big group of walkers, or we should fortify the barriers and stuff like that. But Rick was like, no, we have to lure them out, or else they're going to come for Alexandria. How did you guys feel about that whole? Where would you have been on that kind of side of that argument?
I think I would have said lure them out, to be honest.
Okay.
I know. And now I feel like I'm changing. If you
lure
were
them out to us.
if you were a loyal fan of the Fear the Walking Dead, this is a complete 180. I'm a changed man. But I would say lure them out because
We can give him a second chance.
Yeah,
We can give
let
him
me.
a second
okay.
And
chance.
I also always,
Michael
I mean, I
Nicholas.
tend to really always want to side with Rick. I know that people feel indifferent about that, but I do think that they, luring them out was a better idea because it's like they would have taken over if you're going to leave them there. And I know that you are not, this is very unlike me to think this, but sometimes I do have a moment of clarity, and I think this is one of them.
Oh, okay. You come into the light. Yeah, he's
I'm
coming.
slowly please, actually, please.
Okay, maybe you'll survive. But yeah, I think, like you said, honestly, for me, I'm one of those people, it's kind of like, it's like a spider that's in your house. You see it on the wall, you gotta get that
cannot
bad boy.
leave it,
You
yeah.
can't leave it.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's gonna
It's just
crawl
gonna
in
come
your,
back,
It's
yeah.
gonna come back. It's gonna crawl in your mouth.
Take it
I
outside,
don't know,
yeah.
but
Call in your mouth.
Oh,
Where?
Google it.
Sue, what
Google,
do you-
yeah.
Do you know how many
swallow
spiders
you
are in?
swallow
Google
like
that?
18 spiders a year.
yeah.
Google it.
See. Okay. Mr. Wikipedia here. But no, like with the zombies, I would rather know what's coming at me
Yes.
and have some kind of semblance of control and a plan, as opposed to like a free-for-all of like clusterdom.
But I think that just shows the naivete of the Alexandrians in themselves, because they're like, no, just leave them, we'll be fine. But Rick's group is like, no, listen to us, we've been through this, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like what my daddy used to say. My daddy used to say, like, don't poke a rattlesnake unless you want to get bit. But, I mean, that's one rattlesnake, and we're talking like a valley full of
Yeah.
rattlesnakes. So Anyways, we're going to take a quick commercial break, guys, and when we come back, we're going to dig even deeper into The Walking Dead. So stay tuned, share, and
Join us in the YouTube chat.
join us in the YouTube chat. Tweet us. Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, this is for you.
I love it. That was freaking oh my God.
I didn't see any of this coming. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah?
I was like,
How did you get here? No.
Like, kill him. Kill him. Definitely kill him. We're cool. Shade. Shade left and right, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies, let's put your 2 cents in.
Rubbed me the wrong way in the right way.
But you were like, well, we want to know what's going to happen.
That was cute.
We just want to say we love you all. Thank you so much for your support. You are all seriously the best in the world.
Another beautiful summer at the stream.tv, y'all.
Here we go, guys.
Thank you for being here. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Hey, Walking Deadies! Welcome back. And again, thank you for joining us live here on the Walking Dead After Show. Make sure you continue to tweet, get the YouTube comments in. We're constantly checking it. Well, I mean,
I'm trying.
he's helping us
I'm
because
trying to
we're
keep on that.
challenged. But,
We're very,
but yeah, so now we're back in color, so your eyes will not hurt any longer. So yay for that. So, okay, so let's jump right in. So we've got Carol, who's still
Playing Little Miss Teacher.
I've got a lot to say.
Go ahead, Michael.
Go ahead,
no, you
Michael.
go.
Go ahead, Michael.
I just think, yeah, I think that she's got a lot of, I don't know if animosity is the right word, but like she has a lot of like interesting, I don't know. You should start on this one though. I have mixed feelings on this.
See, Carol has been one of my favorite characters for a while now. And I think, I don't know why she's still acting like she doesn't know what the deal is. Like, maybe because continuously new people are coming into the group and she doesn't want to, I don't know, give away too much. I have no idea why she could possibly be acting the way that she's acting.
Oh, I do.
What? Go ahead.
She is smart as hell. I mean, because that was the first thing I noticed is she was just like, oh my God, oh my, oh diddly my. I don't even know.
That
She was
act
like,
is
oh
annoying.
my.
That act gets a little much for me, though. To be honest, like the whole like, oh, it's
Yeah,
just a
I
little
think
like.
it's great.
I loved
don't
it
know.
because I
I'm
know
not
what
the
she
same.
was doing. You know, you play that part, and then no one really pays you. No, never
Flying
mind.
under the radar,
That's
So
yeah.
you can fly under the radar. You can watch whoever you want to watch, and then they just run their mouths around you, and then you can
Just
take-
observe and collect
But
information.
Morgan
yeah.
caught on to that real quick, though.
Oh, Morgan was quick with that.
Yeah.
He was like, I see you watching everybody. She was like,
That's
you're so sweet. Here's some water.
But you know why? Because
Killing with the
Morgan,
kindness.
I feel like Morgan was playing the same game that Carol was kind of playing. I mean, but he's not playing. It's like he's reached this namaste Zen moment in his life. So he's actually being real, and people find that mysterious. But that's why he can see through Carol's BS.
I find it annoying.
What?
Yeah, I don't like Morgan and this whole like, oh, we shouldn't kill anybody. I'm like, where have you been living? Like, your wife died, your son died, like, you knew Rick from the beginning. You've been through everything pretty much that probably Rick has been through, and yet you've come out of it with this kind of holier-than-thou attitude, which I don't really appreciate.
I mean, the last time we saw Morgan, I mean, he was a hot mess.
True.
I mean, not the last time, because the last time we saw him mess up the wolves and he didn't want to mess them
The
up.
last time in that
Yeah,
that
but I
weird-
mean, the last
Yeah.
time Rick
Yeah.
and Michonne had seen him, he was a hot mess. And then when Rick went to go visit him when he was in the house under like watch, and he was doing that Liu Kane shit with the stick and shit, and he was like, "Oh, where'd you learn that?" And he was like, "A friend or something." So he makes reference to this friend, and I can't help but feel like whoever this friend is, that taught him how to wax on and wax off, that. Like, will we see who that friend is?
Quick theory.
And what happened?
Now that you've mentioned that, there is a character in the comic books named Jesus, or Jesus.
Okay.
I like to say Jesus because I'm half Spanish. A little bilingual.
That's correct,
But
yeah.
I think that he in the comic book, he has like this martial arts type kind of fighting style. So maybe Morgan learned it from them. Maybe there'll be another reunion. That's just a theory on my part from the comics. I don't know yet.
Which is an interesting perspective because I have not read the comics, so it's always nice to hear that. You know what I mean? Like, then it's a little more.
I just don't want to
insight
spoil too much for people who are currently reading the comics. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's always that fine
People do not
line.
like the spoilers.
You know?
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a delicate. See,
Yeah.
this is why I don't read the comics, even though they're very good, is because there's a delicate dance to what you reveal and what you don't reveal. People want your head.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the governor,
do
they want
not be,
your head.
do not be engaging in any sort of spoilers here.
So then, at that same said meeting, we have the sidebar conversation between like Glenn and Maggie, where Glenn is like, we do need you, but we need you more here with Deanna, and then she was just like, oh, for other reasons too, and I was like, what other reasons?
Yeah.
What other is there another takeover? Didn't you and Rick already took over this group? What else do we need to stick around with Deanna?
Do we think she's pregnant?
What? No, she's postmenopausal.
No, Maggie?
Oh, Maggie.
No, not yeah. Wait, I was like Maggie. I was like, you're talking about Carol. You're talking about Carol. Maggie is. There's no way. Yeah. I was like, wait.
You're talking about Deanna. I was like, wait
I was like,
a minute.
No, do we think that Glenn is saying for Maggie to stick behind to kind of side with Deanna, which is a great strategy, but also because she might be with child.
Ooh, maybe, but you know
this
what?
This isn't like your comic book read ahead
No,
coming along.
no,
Okay, this
no,
is
no.
just. This
Okay.
is just.
I never would have thought of that, really. I guess because I hate when people jump to the conclusion of like, oh, you're knocked up, kind of thing. But that makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
Glenn was gonna run out of condoms at some point.
Oh my
but so
There's only so much birth control left in this.
there's only
apocalypse.
so much in the post-apocalyptic world. And then, oh my God, my favorite moment was Father Gabriel's shutdown. I mean, when he was just like, we're going to need Rick, we're going to need people. We're going to need people on this. Who volunteers? And he's just like, hey, and Rick like, no. Anybody else?
Next. Who's in? Anybody but him.
He still had that finger up like,
it was the ultimate of like shutdown at that moment.
Completely. And then
I almost felt bad. I felt bad.
I don't think I felt bad for him.
A little bit though,
no,
like that crushing moment
you're
though.
not
Like
alone with that
when
one.
you reach out for something.
he feels bad. What is happening? I feel like we're in alternate universe.
I love the other side of that though when Nicholas was like sitting there, he's like, I really don't want to go. And Glenn was like, you better not put your hand up. And then Deanna was like, you better put your hand up. And then Nicholas was like, I'll go. And then Glenn was like, come on.
Oh my God, that look Glenn gave. I've seen that look my whole life from my mom. Oh my God, it was that.
You better not not grab that candy bar.
And then it's like, you did?
You did it anyway.
Oh my goodness, Glenn was fierce as hell.
But then Nicholas went to prove himself, so that worked out fine.
Right, and Nicholas went to prove himself. Okay, guys, so we've definitely got more to talk about, but this was a jam-packed episode, so please stay tuned, share, message us on Twitter, get on the YouTube chat, the Tumblrs and all the Facebooks and all that stuff, and stay tuned. We've got more coming back.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, this is for you.
I love it. That was freaking
Oh my God.
I didn't see any of this coming. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah,
I was like,
How did you get here? No.
like, kill him. Kill him. Definitely kill him. We're cool. Shade. Shade left and right, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies, let's put your 2 cents in.
Rubbed me the wrong way and the right way.
But you were like, well, we want to know what's going to happen.
That was cute.
We just want to say we love you all. Thank you so much for your support. You are all seriously the best in the world. and we
Another
appreciate
beautiful
you so
summer
much.
at the stream.tv, y'all.
Here we go, guys.
Thank you for being here. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Welcome back, The Walking Dead After Show here on the stream.tv. And we are a friggin' hot mess here because we were late and now we're running over. We're so sorry. But Malynda will be back and get this train on track. So, okay, let's jump right into it. So we've got the zombies being corralled and just smacking their heads off those boards and everything, and Rick and the group having all these conversations and trying to get them on board.
And you know, it was going really well at first, but you know, as fans of The Walking Dead, you know something's gonna go wrong.
Always.
Yeah, it
Like,
will go smoothly.
There's flares, there's balloons, there's walls, there's cars. Something's bound to go wrong with one of these. And obviously Carter bit the bullet.
Yeah.
Bye, Carter.
Which was sad, but he had to die, like Rick said.
Yeah, he had to
to
die.
go.
Just like Rick said,
yeah.
people like that don't belong in this world,
Yep.
and they will die eventually. I thought that was ballin'.
And that was an interesting moment there with Carter, where I thought he could have potentially had the strength to push the walker off of him, and he's still somehow, it's like he kind of just passively then got bitten.
But
It's
I'm
like, you know
glad.
what I mean?
I'm
Like-
kind of glad that he did. I mean, it was a pretty great Walker death.
Absolutely, yeah.
But we needed that in this episode because it was an hour and a half and nobody was getting
Dying.
bit.
Yeah,
or-
nobody was yet to be bit. And
Yeah.
then we have it all ruined. Who the hell blew the horn?
That damn horn.
That goddamn horn. Who blew the horn? Do we have any theories?
Well, my theory is the wolves.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure that's what most everybody's thinking right now. But my cynical side is saying it's probably just a malfunction in a car, and you know, and everybody's thinking that it's the wolves because they don't want to bring them in too early. But I don't know. I think it's the wolves.
Oh, okay. My guess is it's. I thought it was maybe Ron. When I saw the sneak peek, they showed like Enid fighting off walkers, then getting trapped in a car, and then I thought, okay, there's no way she would sound a horn to attract more walkers. That's ridiculous. So I think it's Ron.
Interesting.
So
what do you think?
I agree with Timothy. I think it's the wolves, not with your cynical answer, but the other one.
Did you not learn your lesson on Fear the Walking Dead after show?
Sue, if anything I learned from Fear the Walking Dead is that Sue is always right, so I should have agreed with Sue, but I am going to have to agree with Timothy on this one
Okay.
because I do
This is
think
my
that-
territory.
Yeah, I mean,
just saying.
it's because he's read the comics.
That's why. Okay. All right. So let's go to our fan question. Our fan question comes to us from our friends over at undeadwalking.com. And our fan question comes from @LenDiesel21. Do you think the horn is the wolves attacking Alexandria? You know what? We jumped the gun on the fan question. We kind of answered it. I mean,
I
you guys
completely
think
agree.
it's wolves.
Yeah, I completely agree. The wolves are probably the ones behind it. And I think that they're going to have a lot to do with this season.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
The wolves.
Oh, I like that. That's very nice.
Or that's especially for
yes,
us. I appreciate that.
Yes, I did. There you go. You could see it that much. Okay, so thank you for joining us here on Fear the Walking Dead After Show on the stream.tv. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Keep in connection with all of us. We have our hashtags and our Twitter names and everything. And Michael and I are going to be joining the show as co-hosts. Malynda, your original host, will be back next week in the original chair, guys. So I hope I didn't botch this too bad. I will be moving down for her. And your original co-host will be back. And we had a blast. Thank you for
Thank you for inviting
This
us.
is a great
Thank you
episode,
for having
you guys.
us. Yeah.
I'm so happy that you guys are here. I'm so happy that you're here.
I'll stay over here. Yeah. I'm not welcome in this love
So thanks,
triangle.
guys. Tune in next week and make sure you talk to us. Stay connected, okay?
Bye, guys.